watching a show a while ago on YouTube called Digital Circus. It was really good. I was not really expecting it. I saw another YouTuber I watched who does like FNAF stuff. They made a video on Digital Circus, so I thought I'd check it out before checking out their video. Then I kind of like the Digital Circus too much. Just kind of watch something like that, not because anything wrong with their YouTube videos. It's just when you watch a YouTube video like that, it kind of if you don't form your own opinions on it first, then eventually see someone else's, then their opinions don't overlap with yours, and you have to kind of form your own opinion so that you don't get taken over by their opinions. Not that there's anything wrong with their opinions. It's just that I wanted to think of mine first. But then, I wasn't able to, think of it in any other way. At first, I was trying to do what I usually do, which is make notes and stuff, but then, I was not able to really form them because it's kind of more loose form than what I was thinking. So at first I wasn't sure what to do. Then I realized that best idea is to just record a video of my thoughts right now. Then instead of just making something else about it, instead in making notes about it and formulating something like that. So because this is more loose form, just spinning out ideas, it's going to be a lot more loose than what I was going to do. I know in the last video I said that I was going to try and formulate my videos more, but honestly this channel is more just for recreational use than me trying to perform an actual YouTube channel. I'm not trying to become the next I don't know overly sarcastic projections. I like them a lot, but I don't have the skills or commitment to make something like that, so I just wanted to talk about stuff, and hopefully people like to hear about it. I don't really care if you do or not. If you do watch it, that's awesome, that's really cool, but if you're not, I'm just here to spit opinions and ideas. That's really about it. Anyway, so what I was going to say about this show is all of the stuff about it is really cool. I really like the show a lot, and it's really fun and interesting and weird and stuff. But if I was just going to do that, then might as well just written a Google document and just spoot it out of nowhere. There's no point in saying just stuff like that. If you have that, or make a video, that's cool. But for myself, I think I need to do more about it. So let me start off by just saying stuff I think is really cool. First off, I think something that made me really interested in the show is the fact that it's called a digital circus. Why is that interesting? Well, because for the past few years we've had analog horror as an example. Analog. Analog horror is cool and I like it, but as a lot of people know by now, analog horror is kind of dying out. We kind of are at the stage where the people who actually are affected by analog, who watch that kind of stuff, now kind of aren't making as much videos, or have said what they need to say. And now a lot of people my age, people who may have been able to grow up with analog, but not enough that, but were more focused on digital stuff, producing stuff. I'm thinking now, analog horror is kind of reaching that point where it's kind of becoming, its niche is kind of ending now, because the people who can actually make the really, really interesting analog horror are kind of fading out now, and not that they are old or anything, it's just I'd say things like these go in waves, and now the people who've said and can do analog horror super well are kind of done now. I think now we're going to reach a point where digital horror is a thing where it's more 2000s kinds of stuff from the 2000s that are going to be kind of digitalized and stuff like that. And I think digital sex is going to be one of the first ways that that's going to come out. There's going to be a lot more digital stuff like this. I probably wouldn't, because I had a different childhood than most people, because of the circumstances I don't want to talk about right now, but I was more focused on some other stuff, so may come out differently. But I'd say for a majority of people my age and stuff, we probably need to get influence more from the digital age, the early digital age, 2000s, stuff like that. So yeah, so I think that this is going to be the forerunner into the new stuff, and I do find it really refreshing in a way, because there's nothing wrong with analog horror, but it's kind of getting a dime a dozen, kind of known now. It's a known variety, known quantity, a known thing that we've all seen before. We've all seen a digital horror thing, analog horror thing now, so we all kind of know the basics of it. So yeah, this is a really cool, interesting new fresh take. Also the fact that it's really funny actually does genuinely add to it quite a bit, because while analog horror is really, really, really cool, at the same time it gets kind of repetitive, in a way, if you've seen one, you've kind of, no offense, but seen them all in a way, as an example, I saw Local 58 and I'm forgetting, Gemini Home Entertainment. Both of them are really good and both of them are really interesting, but in a way you can kind of splice them into two main ways. it's kind of just saying, oh, a monster came to attack humanity, oh no. Oh no, and then like some analog station is kind of recording it for weird, possibly malicious intent. Whereas digital horror is more of its own kind of storyboard show, which actually has some humor, which I think like does separate it from the bunch quite a bit. Like, while we've seen like it's kind of like Undertale in a way, like where like there were a lot of probably like RPG elements, RPGs, indie RPGs like Undertale because like it had its pacifist stuff and also just the fact it kind of played with its own meta, like really made it shine its own like leash, made it shine its own like. So yeah, I'd say digital horror is kind of like that. Also, something else that I really like of the show is like, well, like also like while a lot of them kind of follow the FNAF style, where it's kind of like, ooh, look at this fucking lore that we kind of hiding, but like really have no idea about, and is just there for the sake of having a lore. This one like actually does feel like a story that was actually made. Like, sure, it does have like those lore bits that are kind of there for like people like film theory. No offense to them, I really like stuff like that. But at the same time, like it kind of gets repetitive, like seeing all that stuff. So it's nice that there actually is a story to it, and there actually are characters and development in the story, instead of it just feeling like it's trying to tell you a story without actually telling you a story, and then making you piece together a story that's not really even there and is just there for like baseless, pointless theories that don't even make sense and are just there for people to talk about the show. It's actually good to see something with an actual story for once, but still, whatever. Anyway, so like also another thing that the story really shines in is like characterization. Not just shit on everything that's come before it, but like especially after FNAF, we've had like a lot of stuff that doesn't actually have characters and is just placeholders so that you can make your own bullshit story. Which I mean, like, it's cool that they let you, and it's fun to see like stories like that. Like, I'm a big fan of like the FNAF theories; it's my favorite parts of it. But at the same time, it gets kind of repetitive and dull. Like, it's nice to just see characters once, and all of Digital Circus's characters are super entertaining, super fun, super cool. Like, my favorites are like Comedy, Jax, Kane, the Mask Girl. Sorry, I'm bad with names. They're all like really fun. Like they're all like really interesting, and also like it's cool in a way. Like that digital circus didn't just like make it like ooh boo evil bad thing happens to characters. Like no, you actually get to spend time with characters. Even like someone like Gummy Gator or whatever his name was. I'm sorry, I don't remember names that well. Like in just one episode, you feel for him and really care. And like when he dies in the end, like you feel for it. Granted, like the funny thing about that was, oh, spoilers by the way. Like spoilers. So like I'm not going to like spoil you on. I'm trying to make sure. I'm gonna make sure that like I don't. I'm just seeing spoilers because I'm gonna spoil from like four onwards. So like it was funny like how when I watched up to like episode 2, like when like I read the comments bit, because I'd say like for me personally, like watching the videos half the fun of YouTube, like the other half is reading the comments. And like but then like when I read like Digital Circus comments, like when I just like read it, even just to like side glance it, like it was like, oh wow, the fucking big spoiler that happened in episode 4 was just blatantly revealed in the comments. Like, wow, thanks guys. I mean, no problems with it. Like that's kind of going to happen anyway, but still whatever. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. Anyway, like yeah. Also, like I think, like also like the way that the show looks is really awesome as well. Like it has this really solid, like crystallized look. Like it like actually looks like Pixar animation, and like it's really impressive that like the people took so much time just to make this show, especially in the world we live in. And it's also like kind of a testament to how like even if you're feeling bummed about like AI and all this other bullshit, like it's not like Digital Circus like took a few months to make, and like 380 million people watched it, and 83 million and a lot of those people are talking about that show. Goes to show like how like while there's always an easy way to do it, like people still do want to see actual animation. So yeah, if you're planning to study it, like just note that like this show does still have you covered and shit. Also like the characters are pretty well written as well in terms of like psychology as well. Like while like the characters aren't like super realistic or ever, like you can definitely see a world where like these characters are real. Like I'd say everyone kind of knows a character, and like unless you know one of them, there's like a part of each character in you like that you may not know to say, and like after a while you kind of do realize it. One thing I did have a problem with the show though is like, not that it's a problem actually, because well, like I'm pretty sure there's only going to be 9 or 10 episodes of this show. It's really big. it's probably very expensive to make, very hard to make, and also like quite long to make. So also like it seems like it's trying to make it only 10 episodes, but like one thing it does rush out, like kind of like I actually don't like what I mean is like I kind of like it when like a show like kind of lets you build up a character and lets you see the character grow and like formulate stuff. Whereas a lot of characters in like Digital Tech, as an example, Kinger and like the Moscow, like we kind of get to know them and kind of like get to basically like understand and like see all their development in like just one episode. Whereas it would be kind of nice if we got to see more of them. Also at first, also one problem I had at first was, but then like it got solved in like episode 4 was like it seemed like Pomni was just going to be like the omnipotent like savior who like helps everyone. But then eventually when like season episode 4 happened, when like the pyramid like person like the spiral person is made of like all those separate interesting parts like help the Moscow, like that was really cool. Like it was nice that we got to see like that instead, and I think the show is definitely growing as well. So that's really all I had to say. It's kind of more of a clusterfuck of opinion, so yeah, sorry it's kind of shit, but yeah, that's kind of what's there. So thank you for watching.